So, do you know that Yukio and Ukiyo-e are two different things? Minasan, konnichiwa, and welcome to Michael Explains Everything. Today we're going to talk about many people around the world know about the Japanese culture, from tea ceremony to manga, from paintings and work to work in Japan. But have you ever thought of where all those funky cultures started? Perhaps we go take back to times where there were wars between many clans that ended in Japan, and Tokugawa Ieyasu took control and locked the whole country for 2.5 centuries. So today, I will talk about how this has affected the Japanese culture in Edo period and the history itself. At the end of this video, I will also let you know my perspective upon how this has affected the culture of Japan. はい、それでは始めましょう。So, a little bit of history then. Shogun got power, Shogun died, Shogun's relatives raised to power, countries splattered, Sengoku warring state period, Oda Nobunaga comes in to reunite, he got assassinated, Toyotomi Hideyoshi tried to finish the job, he also died, and then, finally, Tokugawa Ieyasu came in to polish things up and reunited Japan under one rule. If you want to know more about the history of Japan, you can go in the video in the description box, which explains the whole history of Japan. So Japan reunited, yay! Sounds like a good job, right? Perhaps a little bit of miscommunications because the Tokugawa clan was very strict after the reunification, so strict that they shut the country's borders. No one can leave, no one can come in. Now that the entire country has been closed, there are no longer foreign influence from any other countries, but more than 2 centuries of peace and prosperity have led to a dramatic boom in art and culture that has existed in the Edo period. Business increased, schools were built, people started to know how to read or write, literacy increased, people started to have more money, so what do? Go to the entertainment districts. Plus, everything changed with the Great Fire of Meireki, which engulfed Edo and destroyed most of the city in 1657, with reconstruction of houses, shops, district, and castle. The Tokugawa clan took the chance to recreate a new city where its system, architecture, and popular culture changed dramatically and different from other cities such as Osaka and Kyoto in Japan. So we also saw new architectural feats in Edo, such as the tatami mats, sliding doors, and the whole meaning of washitsu was born that exists in many apartments and mansions that existed in the current Japan. This is also how the popular Japanese culture as we know today developed. And it was so dated from the peacetime Edo period. People could enjoy the time and spend their money on entertainment, onkaku, kabukicho, or kabuki place in many big cities. These places are, as we know it, called the yukio, or the floating walls. With the increase of farmers making money and more merchants getting into business, they will come to Edo where businesses flourish, or go to the floating walls where they have tea rooms, theaters, public baths, and Yoshiwara red light district where they got the quarters. There, many professions such as geisha, as we can find in the present day, and courtesans, yujos, and oidans were born, which would be many entertainment districts of big cities to service the most powerful samurais. But you would think that having those entertainment districts would go against the principles of Buddhism and Confucianism, which is all about being morally upright, responsible, and conservative in nature, right? But the people in Edo would tend to do what is fun and did what is fun. And that led to the birth of many aspects in Japanese cultures, such as the ukiyo-e, tea ceremonies, entertaining cultures in paintings. These paintings depict the impression or the way of life that people of Edo is having under little foreign influence and having its own unique art form of wood block printings in existence. So in short, it is mainly the commoners, artisans, and merchants whose creativities of transforming Japan's Edo culture as a whole was benefited by the feudal lords and samurais. The so-called Renaissance of Japan flourished until the Meiji period came, when an imperial system reinstalled into the government. And lastly, in conclusion, we now know the end of warring state led to an over 250-year-long peace and prosperity, along with a self-imposed isolation that has impacted the Japanese culture to become a unique form of art and impression. This had led to the birth of entertainment district or the floating walls of Ukiyo, which are essentially play theaters and red-light districts licensed by the Edo government. Moreover, tea ceremonies, woodblock printing technologies, art form making were created at the time, which has created a significant impression of Japan in the later days of Edo. So, thank you so much for watching. If you started to know a little about the art and culture of Edo, be sure to share this video to your friends about how Edo was back in the past. And I'll see you all again. どうもありがとうございました。それじゃまたね。バイバイ。